It smells good. Acoustic guitars, you smell like dust and wood.
Hmm.
When I was in college, some college girl had one of these Gibson Hummingbird, and it looked just the same, color. I thought it looked so cool. Had all the markers, and the little doodly doos, and she'd put nylon strings on it because it was hard to play, and it was really easy to play with nylon strings. It sounded like, it didn't sound very good, but I always wanted one. And now, new, they're $4,200. And I bought this used for $1,200. My friend gave me a real bargain. It's probably less than he paid for it. But I insisted. It's so weird. The nylon strings were like, boing, 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 rubber bands. Gotta play it. The strings are not staying into it.
When would you use this guitar?
When did I get it?
When would you use it?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you're gonna use it tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, for the chickens, chickens gigs. I have another one that's really nice, and it probably, I don't know, it's appropriate too, but I like the way this looks. The other one has a pretty wide neck, and when I haven't played in a while, it can feel a little cumbersome. The neck on this is sort of like an electric guitar. It's fairly thin neck, so it's closer to playing a Gibson electric than I don't know. It's my own song. I can't remember it. It's pretty. Good thing I'm doing this today. Be close enough to play in a bar. Back in the college days in the '60s, it didn't have the electronic tuners. I mean, you could get something Navy surplus oscilloscope or something, but some people had these tuners. They weren't, and they were really big, and they had a wavy thing in it. But yeah, you didn't have those little foot pedal tuners. Well, now there's these clip-on things that really are accurate, even in a noisy place. So it took forever for the band to get in tune, you know.
If ever.
Huh?
If ever.
If ever, yeah. I mean, it's that story, you know, guitar players spend half the time tuning and the other half playing out of tune. To have some coffee. But this is it's nicely getting some finish cracks, which is what you want, because then it looks like you're a cowboy. You know? But the finish, there's a layer of finish on the neck that's really comes off. And I don't know if it was, I don't know why. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's ugly, but doesn't affect
How old
it.
do you think that guitar is?
Well, I can tell you exactly, Keith. That's the joy of Gibson serial numbers, at least in recent years. So, when you can read them. 91481001. 9 is the decade. 148, the next three digits, are the day of the year. The 148th year, 148th day of 1991, which is the next digit. So this was made, I think it was in May or something, I figured out. It was made in 1991 on the 148th day. The last three digits tell you what number of instrument that was completed on that day. This is 001. This is the first instrument completed on the 148th day of 1991.
Wow.
And I think I might have looked it up once, and it might have been a Monday, which I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably pretty good, you know, people, unless they hate their job. So what, do they say that Mondays are best for manufacturing things, or is it Mondays are worst, or do you know that? I mean, you hear,
I think Friday's probably be the worst day.
that was what I would guess. Yeah. I think Monday would be okay unless people, you know, had hangovers all the time. But I don't know. Isn't that interesting? The 148th day of 91. 001. But before 19, I don't even know, 40 years ago or something, I think they started using that system. But the older Gibsons are all over the place. They must have just picked a number out of the air or something. There's no one seems to know exactly why they're numbered that way. And in the war, they were made by women during World War II. And those are particularly treasured. You know. And the pre-war ones, for some reason, are also, particularly the pre-war Martins, are through the roof expensive. They didn't make a huge amount of them, and I guess they were really well made. The materials, the wood, and everything, I guess as a matter of course, were really top notch back then. You can see like a Martin D45, which is their fanciest one from pre-war, sell for 110,000 or something like that. Yeah.
See those on Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, I think I have seen an old Martin on there, and they don't lowball you on Antiques Roadshow, but sometimes people bring in a 1968 Stratocaster or something like that. It may not be a good example, and they'll say, "Well, and then it's worth $3,500." They go, "Wow!" But the new ones are, I mean, that's not a lot for a good electric guitar, you know. And this is, I think, 42 or something these days, new. But I don't need any more guitars. I just need to play more, you know. So we have 2 or 3 gigs in June, I think. That's always good.
For the Spring Chickens, you mean?
I think the Spring Chickens have 1, and the Rapiers may have 1 or 2.
When's your next one for the Rapiers?
I believe it's the 16th.
Little?
No, it's at the Brighton Farmers Market.
Oh.
Like 10 to 12 or something like that, really kind of as long as we want to. And they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun because, you know, you could just play what you want and have a good time. And people generally, you know, because we're so odd, people will be walking by and the kids will be dancing and stuff. The woman who runs it, my good friend Sue, I can't think of her name, she's sort of the manager, I guess, of the market. And we'll have a tendency to go in and play political kind of songs, you know, really trashing Trump and all those people. We have a collection going back and back and back. And she'll say, now, please don't play any of that Trump and the political stuff. You know, some of the vendors will have complained, you know, so don't do any of it, knowing full well. When they will play it, and she goes, I knew you would do it. We did have a nice collection of, we still do, going back to the Bowling Green Massacre, do you remember that? Oh God, I can't even describe it. Some Trump spokesperson brought up a massacre that occurred in Bowling Green, and it was supposedly the right political bent on it. And it turned out there was nothing there. You know, nothing ever happened. So we have a song by the Bowling Green. Where were you? Where were you, my friend, when the Bowling Green massacre never happened? and then we used to have, remember Hope Hicks? Remember her name? We had a big long thing about Trump. It says, but he had Hope Hicks. He had Hope Hicks. Oh God, it's pretty easy to. Well, it used to be pretty easy to write satirical things, and now it's too painful to get anywhere near the name. Which doesn't stop us. And we would play the farmer's market for tips. And we used to come home with like $33, like $4 of it and change maybe, and a package of fettuccine and something else, a couple of eggplants or something like that. It was really great.